Hey, I'm back. Last week was crazy, but I am back to discuss some more of being poly and all the good things that go along with it. Man, this week is so much things that could be discussed. But one thing I am going to discuss this week is transparency with your partners. Um, Especially a lot of us are coming into a day and age where we're healing and going through processes and dealing with different things on our journey. It is very important for you to be with partners that you can be absolutely transparent with and definitely honest with. And the reason being is you can't be scared of your demons. Meaning you can't hold them back or try to hide them or ignore them like they'll go away. You have to deal with them and you have to kind of address them head on. Now I do know having the right type of support makes that so much more easier, but that's where we have to be with our partners. As being a partner and seeing your partner be transparent. You have to be in a place where you don't want to judge them, but listen for understanding. Listen to help them get where they need to go. Listen for ways that you can not be triggers if you didn't know that you were a trigger. I'm not saying that you have to complete your whole or change everything that you do, but just to know certain things may affect your partner in some way. Giving them a safe place to be honest and put all their transgressions out there is a place that is very important, especially within closed triads, open, and any other dynamics. Make sure you're communicating. And communication, even if it's too hard to write down everything that you're thinking about or going through your emotions to speak it out loud, write it down. And then as another partner, be receptive. Be receptive, be open. Even if you have to say, hey, give me a minute so I can process what you told me. Make sure you're writing questions down for understanding. Excuse me, you said this. Is this what you mean? Is that not what you mean? And let's not take everything in that is personal. Because sometimes we'll take things just so personal. And we will put defenses up that won't allow us to move a certain way or be soft or vulnerable with our partners because we have these walls up that we deal with, and we have to stop that. When you're in multi-dynamic, where you have, like me, I have two sets of relationship. I have a triad that I deal with outside of my husband, and I have nephews and partners within the collective. I have to make sure that I'm well kept and enough to be able to adapt to all of my partners, meaning that I need to listen and realize that my partner Ashley may need something more from me than my partner Z do. You know what I'm saying? Also, make sure that you have a safe and honest place where your partners don't feel like you're sharing information throughout all your partners. You know what I'm saying? Unless you have a kitchen table poly where y'all do come and discuss your problems for the collective, for everybody to help, not to judge or push people away. We should never do that. Also, establish you a foundation of friends. Get out there, meet new people, do certain things, and make sure y'all in the like mind for what you want to do and what you don't want to do as far as being poly. And how are you? Make sure you have a group of, and I say a group, it could be one or two, a couple, or somebody that you can consistently talk to about your feelings or changes or things that go on. I also recommend life coaching and therapy, yes, for our poly couples, to help be transparent, to help talk, to help guide, to help deal with these things, just so you can have check-in. I feel like monogamous couples should have therapy at least once every 3 months, or a series of therapy once every 6 months, where you go to maybe a couple weeks of counseling just to do check-ins, because counseling and mental health is best. Always my message is self-care, self-love, self-motivation. Because if we don't know what we want, how we are happy, what makes us happy, what drives us, that cannot ever be put in the possession of anybody else, not your partners or anybody. So if we know what we want and what we need, we can give and receive accordingly. We don't have to receive extra stuff or deal with extra stuff. We know what it is, and self-care has to be prevalent no matter what dynamic you are in. Don't walk around with weights. Don't be in a relationship where you feel like you can't express yourself or say what you need to say, or you feel heavy, or you feel like if you say certain things you may lose a certain person. Don't do that. Don't have yourself in that place. If you're with partners that you cannot express yourself, or you feel like you cannot talk or get the honesty that you need, it might not be the dynamic for you, and that's okay. It is okay. A-okay. But I have to force all the time that transparency is so important. I've been in this thing for 20 years, and every day, even now, I find more ways that communication and being honest and being vulnerable helps. And I know Black women, being vulnerable is like the death sentence to us, because as soon as we feel like we let somebody in, then life seems to just crumble. But we have to be vulnerable to know where we stand with people, to know who got us, who ain't got us, who we need to, who we need to stay with us. So I know it's hard, but that's just what we have to do. Even up to the point where you do have to seek the counseling. And it's a lot of life coaches out here. I'm one of them. I don't mind coaching anybody's relationship to help them understand, to be able to communicate and talk. Because a lot of us don't know how to do that. We never grew up learning how to communicate, or communication is, I said what I said, you said what you said, but we don't have any solution. Effective communication, because there's a difference between communicating and having effective communication, meaning communication that you can get a result out of, move forward, heal, and process. So that's the thing that we have to get to the point where we know and what we do, and it's very important. I feel couples, triads, thruples, whatever you do once a week should have a conversation of, hey, how you feeling, what you doing, has anything changed, what's up in your mind. And it could be it's the same and everything's going well, all that good things, but you never know. And you always need an open forum and open platinum, not a platinum, a open platform, excuse me, to have that with your partners. And it helps. It helps. I know quite a few people that have used that technique within their relationships, and it's helping, because you're just not left in the dark and walking around wondering how people feel or what they say and what they don't say. And that's just not good. It's not a good feeling to feel that way. So be transparent with your partners. Always talk to them. And even for the monogamous people, it's the same thing for y'all. Be transparent with your partners. Be honest with your partners. Be in a place where you and your partner do not judge each other, where y'all receiving information and love with understanding, with motivation to work on it, to be better, to build. Have open forums of heart. But if you do feel like something is wrong, or you feel like you walking around with a lot of pressure, you feel like you cannot be honest in your relationship, or even if you feel like, you know, what I'm saying is just not getting through. If you've tried to say it in different ways where you're just not getting any results, well, baby, it's time to move on, because that means you're giving more than you're getting, and you're always going to be in a worse predicament if you do that. And ain't nobody got time for that. Nobody. And I do mean nobody. So with that, my love muffins, transparency is key. Always keep it. Do it with love. Do it with understanding. And I'm going to be out. And that's what I have this week. I love all of you. Live great and peace and poly.